my name is Sarah. I'm with Soki Design Studio. Today we are going to be working on a dresser that's going into a nursery. And now the client was inspired by a previous piece that I've done. It was a lighter, more warm, neutral tone of wood grain versus this dark cherry reddish tone. So I'll show you that on here as well. But I'm going to show you the process on how I get there. So stay tuned.
Here's a look at the dresser before. This is in really good condition. No major repairs were necessary, so it should be an easy flip.
All right, all the hardware has been taken out. Next step is I'm going to wipe this down just with water. Typically you're going to want to clean with an actual cleaning solution, but I'm going to be using a chemical stripper. So really I just want to get the main stuff off of it. The stripper is going to take care of everything else.
Looking back at this video, I can already see on the edges where that veneer is so thin, and you'll see it after I sand right there on that corner. That is such a thin veneer, and that is a huge problem with trying to stain. This is what you don't want to see. This is such a bummer when you are working with veneer. I did want to go ahead and see if it would still look okay after the stain was applied, but these things happen and you can't help when thin veneer is used. Spoiler alert, the stain did not work. You can still see the damaged areas where the veneer was too thin, and we had to go back to square one. So I spoke to the client, we came up with a new game plan. A lot of times us furniture refinishers get a lot of hate when we paint furniture. People get angry that we're covering up wood grain, but when these situations happen with wood veneer over MDF, it's just unavoidable. Or at least I like to try and keep wood grain when possible, when it's requested, or when I'm flipping a piece myself, but it's just not always possible. Typically, I use a sprayer when I'm painting furniture, but Zebra had just come out with this oval brush and I had to try it, and the finish was fantastic. So if you prefer brushing instead of spraying, try this brush. In order to still get the look of a wood grain, we are going with a faux wood finish, and these are the products that I'm using. Okay, so really it's super simple to achieve this finish. You're going to brush on the glaze, and then you're going to use a variety of paint brushes in order to get the wood grain striations or texture that you would see maybe in Pottery Barn or Crate and Barrel. So I use a variety of brushes. You can kind of play around and tweak and change which brushes you want to use. Everybody kind of does it a little bit different, but you know, it's fun and easy and very beginner friendly. I like to start from the top down. So I always start with the top, and I do it in sections because glaze does start drying out and you only have a certain amount of time to work with it before it starts pulling and not giving you the look that you are wanting. So this is how I do it. You can play around and do it how you like. I've talked about this in previous videos, but one of the best ways to get a really good professional looking glazed wood faux finish look is to use tape. And it does take a little bit longer because you have to wait for sections to dry before you paint the rest, but it pays off in the end and you're going to get the best look. Something that I wish somebody would have told me about doing the faux wood finish on sides like this, or even just staining, is the edges. It can be very difficult to get the edges where that tape is to look right and normal and natural. Just keep playing around with it until you get the look that you're wanting. Like I said, it's very beginner friendly. But that can be kind of difficult to do, so. On smaller sections like this, I don't use the same brushes, but I do use a variety of brushes still, but they're just smaller. When you use a bigger brush on those small areas, it just doesn't work the same. So grab some small brushes, a variety of textures, and it'll still give you the same outcome. If you skip any steps, do not skip this one. This is the most important part when using any kind of glaze, whether it's for a faux wood finish or you're antiquing any piece of furniture. You have to add a top coat or it will not stay. Let's take a look at the before. This is where we started. Not bad, not great, definitely not the look the client was going for. Here is the after. What do you think? I love the way it came together. Even though we weren't able to go with our original plan of staining, we were still able to give the client that wood grain look. And she picked out some matte black door pulls that really pop. I love the way it turned out, but let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more furniture flips.